Shady.
Yo, what up, guys? And thank you, EJ, for having me on the channel, man. We're gonna do 3 rounds. First round is gonna be opening. Second round is gonna be where we lay out our case. That's gonna be 20 minutes apiece. Third round is gonna be 3 questions each, and the fourth round is gonna be a closing statement. So I hope you guys enjoy the debate, and that's about it.
Go ahead, J Deuce.
Okay, yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Basically, I'm just going to prove why Evander Holyfield had a more complete career than Ray Leonard, despite Ray Leonard being a media icon and having a great mystique and everything. And basically, I'm also going to prove why the real deal is the real deal. Why Ray Leonard, you know, he's all right, but he ain't real. That's all I got to say.
Oh, was you doing the opening statement or just laying out the rules?
He's just laying out
the rules.
He's just laying out. He just done the rules, so we're going to go to opening statements. Shady.
Oh, okay. Okay, opening statement. Yeah, to the 3 judges, the Fight Guru, YTBC student, and Naota. I'm going to bring you guys proof and factual evidence that, indeed, Sugar Ray Leonard was a greater fighter than Evander Holyfield. And I want you guys to judge this debate on the facts and judge it like you've never even heard of Evander Holyfield or Sugar Ray Leonard. Judge this debate basically on the facts that both guys present to you. And I will make it clear by the end of this debate that Sugar Ray Leonard was indeed the greater fighter and why he should be ranked ahead of Evander Holyfield. I will make that point blank and clear to everyone, including the 3 judges. And that's my opening.
Okay, well that's it, man. J Deuce, well that's Shady. J Deuce, I guess who wants to go first? An opening statement.
He can go first.
That was my opening.
All right, go ahead, J Deuce.
In this debate, I'm going to prove, give out a story, and I'm going to give out facts that can't be disputed. And I will ask my opposition certain questions which will make him have some integrity and some honesty about how great Ray Leonard really was compared to how great the fans think he is. And then I'm also going to prove why Holyfield is the real deal and why Holyfield is an all-time great on his own. And it's going to be an interesting one. And that's all I got to say. And Shady Slim could go first.
Oh, no, I insist on going second in the second round. You got it.
Well, this is the first round, so you go first.
The first round was agreed to be opening statements. I mean, what are we doing for the first round?
For 20 minutes, you said the first round.
No, the first round is opening statements. Second round is where we make our arguments.
What?
That was the first round. Our opening statements, that was the first round.
I guess I got to start this off.
The thing is, yeah, like, the reason why he said that, he just talked. And he's thinking that he should be you, Shady, because he just talked last right there on the opening statement, so he wants you to go first. But J Deuce, he's saying you should go first. So what, you agree who's going first now? J Deuce, you won't go first? Or will Shady go first?
I'd rather for him to go first to get it off because he needs more time. So let the person with the most.
Well, if this is the first round, are we still in opening?
No, yeah. Opening's done. Opening's done.
Well, in the second round, I already said I was going to let him go first in the second round. I wasn't going first.
This is not even the first round. Opening statement's an opening statement, and then you do the first round with your first discussion, and then the second round, your second discussion.
Well, we agreed during the rules that the first round was going to be the opening statement.
Yeah, that's why I agree. That's why I understood as well.
Here's the thing. You first give out an introduction, and then after both sides give out introduction, which is usually 2 minutes, then they do the first round.
What we going to do, we're going to combine. What you wanted the first round to be, 10 minutes?
It don't matter.
That's what I'm saying. We need to combine all that. We need to combine all that into one round. That's why I say let's give each of us 20 minutes to make our case. And I'm throwing it off to you first.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
Evander Holyfield, the real deal. Holyfield. All right. His amateur record, of course, is 164-10 with 86 KOs. Regional champion, national Golden Gloves champion. Won a bronze medal in the '84 Olympics. Disputed, but hey, I give it to Ray Leonard. He has a shinier Olympic record than Holyfield. That's cool and all. But Holyfield became a world champion in his 12th professional fight, which is cruiserweight. He was highly regarded as one of the greatest cruiserweights of all time. He wiped out his division, beating guys in Hall of Famers like Dwight Muhammad Qawi, beat him twice, who beat another great light heavyweight, Matthew Saad Muhammad, that Hall of Famer twice. Holyfield was an underdog in against Qawi. His first defense against Mike Brothers, his second defense, Henry Tillman, who beat Mike Tyson twice back in the day. He also defeated a four-time defense champion in the cruiserweight division, Ozzy Ocasio, who beat guys like Jimmy Young twice, and so forth. He made 5 consecutive title defenses. He defeated Ricky Parque, former world champion. He defeated Carlos De Leon, former world champion, to become the first undisputed cruiserweight champion. Cleaned out the cruiserweight division, defending his title against 3 world champions from 5 title defenses. So, first fight at heavyweight, defeated James Quick Tillis, first man to go the distance against Iron Mike Tyson back in the 80s, and defeated Ernie Shavers. Defeated Pinklin Thomas, former world champion, who defeated Tim Witherspoon, Mike Weaver. Defeated a solid contender, a former champion, Michael Dokes, TKO, who defeated Michael Weaver. And that fight was a pretty fucking great fight. It was like a middleweight paced type fight. And he also defeated Alison Rodriguez, who was knocked out by George Foreman. First man to defeat Alex Stewart, 24-0, all wins by KOs, suffered losses to Tyson, Foreman, and more. He also defeated Seamus McDonald, defeated James Buster Douglas to become undisputed heavyweight champion, thus becoming the only fighter to become a lineal undisputed champion at cruiserweight and heavyweight. Buster Douglas defeated Oliver McCall, Greg Page, and Trevor Burbick. Defeated George Foreman, 7th round, one of the best rounds of the year or of all time. And before he fought Foreman, Foreman had 23 knockouts out of 24 fights. And he was 24-0 coming back before he fought Holyfield. He defeated Burt Cooper in a 7-round war. Defeated Larry Holmes. Lost to Rick Bowe by decision, but that fight right there finally gave Holyfield his respect by the media. He got a standing ovation and everything because he was an underdog in that fight. And he also defeated Rick Bowe in a rematch where he was the underdog, the only man to defeat Riddick Bowe. Lost to Michael Moore on decision. Defeated Ray Mercer. The only guy, he was the first guy to knock down Ray Mercer in his career. And comeback fight. Ray Mercer in an upset. He also lost to Riddick Bowe in a trilogy fight. Defeated Bobby Ziss, a former light heavyweight and cruiserweight champion. Defeated Mike Tyson, a massive underdog with a 25-1 early betting odds of the year and upset of the year. And Mike Tyson had like a 6-fight winning streak before he fought Holyfield ever since that Buster Douglas loss. And Mike Tyson was a champion at the time. Defeated Mike Tyson in a rematch with the ear bite gate. You know, Mike Tyson got frustrated. Even though prior he lost to Michael Moore, he eventually defeated Michael Moore and avenged that loss, like he did the Riddick Bowe loss. He drew and lost to Lennox Lewis. He then regained the title by beating John Ruiz. Then he lost to Ruiz in the rematch and then drew with Ruiz. Then he beat a former undisputed heavyweight champion, Hakeem Rockman, who defeated Lennox Lewis, Corey Saunders, and Trevor Berbick, defeated Pinklin Thomas and Greg Page. He lost to Chris Bird for the IBF title, got knocked out by James Toney, lost to Larry Donald, defeated by Jeremy Bates. Not defeated by Jeremy Bates, but he beat Jeremy Bates. He also beat Fred Sequindo, who's still fighting to this day and is one of those mandatories in the WBA heavyweight division right now. He also defeated Vincent Madalone. He defeated Lou Savarese, and he lost to Sultan Ibragimov for the WBO title. He also lost in a dreadful match against Nikolai Valulev. A lot of people felt like Holyfield won that fight against the 7-footer, but the 7-footer got the nod in the book. The loss is a loss whether you like it or not. And he beat Francis Boulder, former world champion, though Boulder was stripped. No contest to Sherman Williams, and he defeated Brian Neeson. Final career summary: Holyfield became an undisputed cruiserweight champion after 18 pro fights. The only fighter to capture the undisputed cruiserweight and heavyweight title. A 4-time unified champion, defeated 17 world champions, 4 cruiserweights, 13 heavyweights. Defeated 6 unified champions: Tyson, Foreman, Moore, Bowe, Rodman, Douglas. Defeated 4 undisputed champions: Bowe, Douglas, Foreman, and Tyson. 3 or 4 are Hall of Famers. Won 11 world titles, 3 world titles at cruiserweight and 8 at heavyweight. Lineal cruiserweight champion, 2-time lineal heavyweight champion. 1 of 5 heavyweights: Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, to become unified champion on 2 separate occasions. Fought in 2 trilogies with Bowe and Ruiz. And other than that, I give it to Shady Slim.
So you finished with your second round?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I got 20 minutes for the second round, which starts now. We have 4:48. Okay, to the 3 judges, I want to provide you guys. First, I'm gonna call up my witnesses to provide you guys with the facts that Sugar Ray Leonard is indeed a greater fighter than Evander Holyfield. I want you guys to treat this like a jury trial, and I'm gonna call up my first witness, which is Sean.
Time out. This is still the first round. We're going to eventually go to the second round. Remember, you said
you can't be changing the rules in the middle of the. You said you was finished with your round, so you gave up your time.
EJ, didn't you say we could add on to this with the first round?
You got to keep going if you want to finish it. We're gonna get all this into one. You got to finish your round, bro.
Okay, hey, J-Dills, you gotta let them guys. This dude is been go. Listen, let's let him finish off. When he's finished, then you let him. He's still kind of the first. Don't worry about it. Yeah, let him finish. Go ahead, Shady.
So let me clear up this. Are we doing 20 minutes for the round? Is he still gonna add on more time, or does he want to do more time? I'm trying to get understanding.
Let's do your thing and let's finish. When you finish, just let us know. Yeah, go ahead.
What I'm asking, is he already finished his second round? That's what I'm asking you.
He's finished the first round. He's finished his first bit. Like, you got another bit to add on.
But what I'm telling you, the rules were we were going to fit the first and the second round all together. That's why I gave him 20 minutes.
If you want to do that, hey, 1 minute. Let me deal with this. If you listen, 1 minute. If you want to do, that's fine. So if you want to do
first, I'm saying to go ahead and use the rest of your time, so I can go. Once I go into my argument, I'm gonna use my whole 20 minutes.
Nah, he wants to stop right where he is now.
That's what. So he's stopping right now. He ain't coming back. That's what I'm saying.
Nah. You do your first and second, and after you finish, then Jaden's will finish off his second. That's how that.
I'm telling you, it won't be no finishing up. He needs to finish his round, because once I go, I'm gonna take up my whole 20 minutes.
He's saying that.
All right, go ahead. All right, fair enough.
That's why I was telling him, just finish up your round, so when I go, I can just go all the way through.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Jay. Hey, Jay Deuce. Go ahead to your second. Go ahead, Jay Deuce.
Wow, that was
No,
weird.
that's cool. Don't worry, man. Go ahead, Jay Deuce.
Okay, all right. After putting that presentation together, let me put the barrel, before I even put the barrel of Ray Leonard, let me just say happy birthday to Ray Leonard, since today's his birthday and he's a Taurus. I think he's 60 years old now. But anyways, Ray Leonard, the reason why Ray Leonard is not the greatest of all time, which Shady Slim always claimed, even in his videos, and even to certain people he went in debates against, is number one, Ray Leonard really believes that Sugar Ray Robinson is the pound for pound best of all time. Plus, he emulated his name into Sugar Ray Robinson. Number two, he thought Muhammad Ali was a god in boxing. Number three, Shady Slim says he'll never debate Sugar Ray Leonard against Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali, which were, he felt like, his equals, which is laughable, but it is what it is. And that tells me he don't feel like Sugar Ray Leonard is the greatest of all time. Plus, Sugar Ray Leonard also said that he had too many comebacks and that he felt like he could have done more in his career. Also, Ray Leonard, when he came back down in weight and fought at 154, he said he was going to fight the winner of Terry Norris versus Julian Jackson. And who won the fight? Julian Jackson knocked Terry Norris the fuck out. And who did Ray Leonard decide to fight afterwards? Terry fucking Norris. And what happened? Terry Norris beat the brakes out of fucking Ray Leonard. And I mean, beat the brakes out of him. He was quicker than him, hit harder than him, and was more accustomed to that weight. And that was against possibly the greatest 154 pounder of all time, possibly. But at the same time, Ray Leonard fought the loser of that fight instead of the winner of that fight when he said he was going to fight the winner of that fight. Also, Ray Leonard ducked Donald Curry. I personally think Ray Leonard would have had a great chance against one of the best pound for pound fighters at that time. But Ray Leonard rather not fight him than to fight him and trick him to fight McCollum. And let's go with Ray Leonard's career, right? Ray Leonard's best wins are Benitez, Duran, Kalu, Hagler, and Hearns. Now, Ray Leonard admitted in the second fight against Hearns, which was his first defense at super middleweight, that he lost that fight. He admitted to it. And on ESPN, Thomas Hearns said, we could fight right now if you're ready. And what happened? Ray Leonard just laughed that off. But he was man enough to admit he lost that fight. And not only that, Ray Leonard also made Roberto Duran come up a weight and fight at a weight he never fought before at the time, which was super middleweight, when Duran was doing his business at 160. And after that, Ray Leonard, his last 8 fights ran around a 16-year period, which is very dreadful. Greatest fighters of all time don't do that type of shit. I'm sorry. And then Ray Leonard, was very calculating. In 1982, how he did Marvelous Marvin Hagler was bogus with that ring announcement. And he got clear with the eye retina in 1984. And after that dreadful performance against Howard, he retired and waited 2.5 years before he saw Marvelous Marvin Hagler slow the fuck down. I mean, Ray Leonard was a very calculating, divish, drug-using fighter. But at the same time, he was a hell of a fighter. I'm not going to front. But here's the thing. Did Ray Leonard at least fight 87 to 90% of the best competition of his era in these divisions that he fought in? Like paper champions like the Golden Boy Lalonde, when he could have fought Chris Williams or Virgil Hill. When Thomas Hearns eventually gave Virgil Hill his first loss? No. Ray Leonard did some diva shit, which was he fought at 168 and 175 title at a catch weight, beat Leonard, even though that was a great fight. And after that, what happened? He never defended the 175 division title because he knew he would get smoked. Instead of fighting some decent 168 opposition, he brought some cash money guys to fight in a division that they're not accustomed to, which was Hearns and Duran. And after that, he didn't want no more competition down there, so he went to 154, tried to find an opportunity. And when he chose, he saw he ain't had it no more. Yes, he was 34 years old, but look, around 34, Holyfield had heart conditions and shit like that, and going through shit with losing to Michael Moore and bowling them. But guess what? Holyfield beat Mike Tyson. He eventually beat Michael Moore. He beat Ruiz. He drew against Lennox Lewis, despite what people may think. He went the distance both times against Lennox Lewis. And this is against Lennox Lewis at his best with Emmanuel Stewart. Now, Mike Tyson, I never seen Mike Tyson get his ass whooped like that, except for Buster Douglas, but he was the second guy to only do that to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was in wars with Razor Ruddock, but Razor Ruddock just relied on his power too fucking much. Plus, Evander Holyfield fought Riddick Bowe. He fought George Foreman, Larry Holmes. Yeah, you're going to say Holmes was old and stuff, but how come Holmes was the first one to beat Ray Mercer? And Ray Mercer was a hell of a fighter. A lot of people felt like Ray Mercer beat Lennox Lewis. And Riddick Bowe, for some reason, ducked Ray Mercer, just like he ducked Riddick Bowe. And Holyfield fought not just a lot of Hall of Famers, but he fought a lot of tough opposition. You can't say he didn't duck nobody. What, you going to say he ducked Razor Ruddock? No. We excuse that because he fought guys that were taller than him, bigger than him, weighed at least 30 to 40, almost 50 pounds more so than him. In one particular fight that was a foot taller than him and 100 pounds more, way more 100 pounds than him, that was a champion. A lot of people thought that was a dreadful fight, and a lot of people still thought Holyfield won that fight. A Holyfield that's almost in his 50s. But the point is, Holyfield wiped out a cruiserweight division, beaten a Hall of Famer twice, had a Fight of the Year, Round of the Year, and Fight of the Decade in the cruiserweight division with Muhammad Qawi. And he beat Parquet, wiped him out, beat Ocasio, wiped him out, and beat a 3 to 4 time WBC cruiserweight champion who defended his title at least 9 times successfully, in Carlos De Leon. And he became undisputed in his 18th fight. Holyfield, at least around his 25th fight, has at least beat 6 to 7 world champions. Ray Leonard in his whole career only beat 6 champions. Only had 7 successful title defenses to Holyfield's 13 successful title defenses. That's a big disparity. So what Holyfield did in his 25th fight is the equivalent of what Ray Leonard did in his whole career. And to be quite honest with you, Ray Leonard ain't got many great names other than, once I said, Benitez, Duran, Hagler, Hearns. If you want some strong opposition, maybe Kalu. And Kalu's biggest win ever, despite his 4 title defenses, really was against Kalambe. And Kalambe beat guys like McCallum, Iran Barkley, and so forth. But at the end of the day, that's what Kalambe did, not Kalu. And whenever Kalu had to step up in competition other than Ray Leonard, he fought against McCallum and Harold Graham. He lost. He lost to Harold Graham for the EBU title. And who did Harold Graham get knocked the fuck out by? Julian Jackson, somebody who Ray Leonard ducked. So at the end of the day, would you say Evander Holyfield was ducking guys bigger than him, stronger than him, quicker than him, more skillful than him, and being the underdog in majority of his fights? Or did he fight like a warrior, win 87% of the time against his opposition, and fought like a fucking warrior? even with heart conditions. You could say what you want about Ray Leonard's eye conditions, but guys like Sam Langford fought through worse eye conditions than Ray Leonard. Ray Leonard benefited from modern technology, modern medicine, while guys like Langford, Greb, and Joe Frazier had to fight through a blind side of their eye and still won big fights. And when you beat killers that are like Foreman, and George Foreman had a 23 out of 24 straight in a row knockout streak going on, like some Triple G shit. And Holyfield, the real deal, when he's getting comfortable in that weight, beating a guy that's way bigger than him, doing his thing. I mean, come on, man. And Holyfield fought, like I said, fought everybody. He fought more world champions than Ray Leonard. He took more risks than Ray Leonard. Got more knockouts and world titles than Ray Leonard. Got more title defenses than Ray Leonard. Did more in 2 weight divisions compared to 4 or 5 to Ray Leonard. And beat more Hall of Famers in one particular division than Ray Leonard ever did in any divisions. And when anybody, I ask you, when you look at Holyfield's career, you tell me who's the real deal and who is just a fantasy. And who's ideal and just a fucking teaser. Who's the what if and who is the you show me what you got. I'm proud of you. And you maximize your whole potential. You maximize everything you had, every grit, every ounce, every juice in that fucking ring. Instead of somebody who's privileged, despite him having the talent, despite the media backing him up, Holyfield had to earn it. And I'll admit, as a child, I was a Ray Leonard fan. And as a child, growing up, I despised Holyfield. I was a Rick Bowe fan. But as I grew up as an adult, I realized what Ray Leonard's career really was and what it could have been. And I realized Holyfield did everything he could. Now, Holyfield did some Roy Jones Jr. shit where he was on a losing streak, but he still beat some good names, like a Frazer Kendall at the time. So, all in all, Holyfield only got knocked out twice, Ray Leonard once, but at least with the real deal, he fought everybody that he could in each division and has an 87% winning rate. You tell me, a guy who's naturally a cruiserweight, possibly light heavyweight, beating guys like Michael Moore, George Foreman, Larry Holmes, Mike Tyson, Riddick Bowe, Carlos De Leon, Muhammad Qawi, Stewart, Ray Mercer, Michael Dokes, Pinklin Thomas, James Tillis. You tell me, you take on all that opposition and see how you gonna be undefeated or rarely lose a fight. It's no shame in Holyfield losing. He fought like a warrior each fight, despite what people may think. Did Ray Leonard take on stiff competition like that all the time? No. And sometimes Ray Leonard made guys like Roberto Duran come down weight and make him cut weight so he wouldn't be ready. And made Duran's camp more like a weight loss camp instead of making him work on his craft when he was celebrating his biggest win and be the first one to beat Sugar Ray Leonard. But Leonard never was satisfied any of his victories against Duran. He never got that glory like Duran got the glory of beating Ray Leonard. And Duran was the underdog against Ray Leonard. And I want to say this before I give it to Shady Slim. It's not that Ray Leonard wasn't great. He just didn't do enough and didn't have enough fights. And he had more opposition where he could get more full credit against guys like Michael Nunn, guys like Donald Curry, guys like Julian Jackson, guys like Frank Tate. Guys like Aaron Pryor. Ray Leonard could have had all this on his resume. But 8 fights out of 16-year period, his last 8 fights in a 16-year period, and y'all guys get on Andre Ward and shit? Come on, man. But anyways, that's the deal. Until next time, I'll be back. I'm out.
Okay. So he's finished up his second round. Hello? Hello?
Yes. Come on, man. You know what it is. You already said, okay. Man. You gotta prove it, man. You know what it is. This coach.
Okay, so I got 20 minutes. So I want to talk to the 3 judges: Naota, the Fight Guru, and YTBC student. I got 20 minutes to make my case, and I'm going to make an excellent case as to why Sugar Ray Leonard, without a shadow of a doubt, this really is an embarrassment of a debate because it's not even close. And I will make this obvious that Sugar Ray Leonard is a greater fighter than Evander Holyfield. And I want you guys to treat this like a trial. Treat it like a trial. My first witness that I'm going to call up, he's a fighter. His name is Sean Porter. My first witness I'm going to call to the stand.
Time is either Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali. My favorite fighter of all time is Marvin Hagler. So, who's the best boxer of all time? I think the best boxer of all time is either Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali. Who's the best boxer of all time? I think the best boxer of all time is either Sugar Ray Leonard or Muhammad Ali.
Okay, that doesn't prove that he's the best, but you have Sean Porter saying that Sugar Ray Leonard is the best boxer of all time. Not better than Evander Holyfield, the best fighter of all time coming from Sean Porter, who's put on the lace of gloves, who's fought. This not proof now. I'm just calling up witnesses. My second witness, before I go into my proof, Floyd Mayweather Jr. Well, he rates his top 5.
Estamos de vuelta en Nación y regresamos con David, Mauricio y Floyd Mayweather para nuestro...
Okay.
La clase de boxeadores que tenemos aquí, ¿eh?
Tenemos una lista.
Cuestión, una pregunta, Floyd. Muhammad Ali, en esta época, ¿no hubiera hecho lo mismo?
Muhammad Ali lost to Leon Spinks. Leon Spinks
perdió con Leon
only had 7 fights when he beat him.
Solamente con 7 peleas. Él tenía 7 peleas cuando ganó Muhammad Ali. Okay, so that's number 1. Ese es el número 1. Del 2 al 5 ahora. Roberto Durán. En el número 2, Roberto Durán.
¿Por qué Durán?
Wow.
¿Por qué Roberto Durán, Floyd? ¿Por qué? Era muy fuerte.
Unbelievable.
Le ganó a Sugar Ray Leonard.
He was the guy.
Okay, you have Floyd Mayweather Jr., who boxed. Floyd Mayweather Jr. went 50-0. He said that Roberto Duran is the greatest fighter of all time. That's a Floyd Mayweather's opinion. He said besides himself, Roberto Duran is the greatest fighter ever. Now, I'm going to take you, that's my second witness. I'm going to take you to my third witness, which is Burt Sugar. Let's get this audio up.
On the bottom is a picture of Ray Arcel handling Roberto Duran, 60 years apart. Is a man who trained the 2 greatest lightweights in the history of the ring. I have in my office a picture of Ray Arcel handling Benny Leonard. And on the bottom is a picture of Ray Arcel handling Roberto Duran, 60 years apart. Is a man who trained the 2 greatest lightweights in the history of the ring.
Okay, you have Burt Sugar, Burt fucking Sugar, who's telling you, but I'll explain why later, why Roberto Duran is the greatest lightweight to ever live next to Benny Leonard. And I will explain why. Then you have Floyd Mayweather Jr., who's 50-0, telling you Roberto Duran is the greatest fighter to ever live, who Sugar Ray Leonard beat. But I'll go into why these guys said what they had to say. Let's go into Roberto Duran's resume. Let's go into his resume. Okay, you have Roberto Duran. The guy was 70-1. 70-1. You know how hard it is to go 70-1? Let's look at guys like who I got down? Sam Langford. Let's look at a fighter like a Sam Langford. But I just want to show you guys how hard it is to go 70-1. And he's down as one of the greatest fighters of all time. Let me pull up his okay, you got a fighter like Sam Langford. He went He fought a guy 0-8-2. Got a split decision against a 0-8-2 fighter. He lost against an 18-16 fighter. He lost again to a 15-15 fighter. 2 losses before he could even make it to 70 wins. And you got Roberto Duran going 70-1? That's how hard it is to go 70-1. That's why he's known as the greatest lightweight of all times. Who Sugar Ray Leonard beat. But let's go, that ain't proof. Let's go more into the resume. Let's go into the resumes. Okay, I want to go into the resume of Evander Holyfield. Let's go into Holyfield's resume. Evander Holyfield. Okay, we're talking about who's the better fighter. Evander Holyfield or Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's look at the Olympics. Who's the better fighter, Sugar Ray Leonard or Evander Holyfield? Let's look at the Olympics. Evander Holyfield won a bronze medal. Sugar Ray Leonard won a gold medal. With 7 countries not fighting in the Olympics because they boycotted it. They boycotted the Olympics. Let's see how many fighters did not fight when Evander Holyfield fought in it. Let's just see. Okay, during the Olympics, the Soviet Union did not fight. Bulgaria did not fight. East Germany did not fight. Mongolia did not fight. Vietnam did not fight. Afghanistan, Hungary, Poland, Cuba, South Yemen, North Korea, and Angola, and Iran, Libya, Albania, they did not fight. So he had an easier time in the Olympics, and the motherfucker still could only bring back a bronze. Sugar Ray Leonard brought back gold. And we talking about who the better fighter? You compare gold versus bronze. And let's move on to this cruiserweight stuff. Let's move on. You say Holyfield beat. He beat, what's the dude's name? Let me look at my notes. Let me look at Holyfield. Beat that cruiserweight. Okay, he beat Dwight Muhammad at cruiserweight. And that's his best win at cruiserweight. Now let's keep in mind, the cruiserweight division was a new division. That's a new division in 1979. Brand new division at cruiserweight. The initial limit at cruiserweight was 190 pounds. Holyfield never fought at the 200-pound limit at cruiserweight. The pool was very limited at cruiserweight. The guys he was fighting was straight up trash and bums. Holyfield never fought at the limit. He lost to Bo twice, 2 out of 3 times. He lost to Lennox Lewis. He never beat Lennox Lewis, not one time. And Lennox Lewis was the best of his era, a guy he never beat. How can you be better than Sugar Ray Leonard when you never beat the guy in your era? Sugar Ray Leonard dominated his era. He couldn't even beat Lennox Lewis. How can you be better than a fighter when you wasn't the best in your own fucking era? You couldn't even beat Lennox Lewis, who was the best heavyweight of the 90s and 2000s. So you gotta be kidding me. Let's move on. Let's talk about the skill set. Let's talk about who got the better skill set. Because we already proved that Ray Leonard was a better Olympian. Let's see who had the better skill set, Evander Holyfield or Sugar Ray Leonard. Well, Sugar Ray Leonard was compared to Muhammad Ali. Sugar Ray Leonard had dazzling foot speed, ring generalship. He went against Tommy the Hitman fucking Hearns. Let me let y'all hear what they said about Tommy Hearns. Because Ray Leonard was supposed to get killed in that fight when he fought Tommy Hearns. That was supposed to be a brutal fight. He was a 3-1 underdog in that fight. He stood no chance in the fight. And he had to deal with a 79-inch reach, which Tommy Hearns had. When the hell did Evander Holyfield ever had to overcome those kind of odds of 79-inch reach. Bert Sugar said Tommy Hearns had the 79-inch reach. He had the reach of a broomstick and the power of a heavyweight. When did Evander Holyfield ever had to deal with a fighter with a 79-inch reach? When did he ever had to overcome those odds? Not once. Never. We talking about this man better than Sugar Ray Leonard? Man, come on, man. Then you got Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was an undisputed champion. Undisputed at lightweight. In 1978. Undisputed champion. You had Sugar Ray Leonard. Undisputed champion. How the fuck Holyfield came undisputed champion? By beating a bum, Buster Douglas, who was a 44-1 underdog when he beat Mike Tyson. Who the fuck thought Buster Douglas had a chance to beat Evander Holyfield when they fought? That's how he got all his belts, by beating Buster Douglas. Then he beat a bunch of AARP retired old folks home, man. Who he beat? The old folks. George Foreman, Larry Holmes, all those AARP senior citizens who he beat. Soon as he stepped up in class with Riddick Bowe, he got his ass beat. Not once, but knocked out in the third fight. He couldn't even beat Riddick Bowe in the trilogy. They fought 3 times, he only won once. How are you better than Sugar Ray Leonard when you can't even beat the best of your own era? You couldn't beat Bowe. You couldn't beat Lennox Lewis. How are you better than Sugar Ray Leonard? You were not even better in your own era. Let's read from Wikipedia. Let me read this from Wikipedia. Y'all bear with it, brother. Wikipedia. Okay. It says, Sugar Ray Leonard was named Boxer of the Decade in the 1980s and Fighter of his era. Let me repeat that. Sugar Ray Leonard was named Boxer of the Decade and the Fighter of his era. Do you know the guys? Do you know what an era means? Do you know who fought in the 80s? That means Evander Holyfield, Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, Roberto Duran, Tommy Hearns. Those guys who fought in the 80s. He was the best of his era. Holyfield was never the best in none of his eras. The 80s or the 90s. Now one of them. But he's supposed to be better than Sugar Ray Leonard. Man, come on. Y'all know better than that, man. I know y'all know better than that. So you better than the fighter that was the best in his era, but you wasn't best in your own era. You couldn't beat Bowe. You couldn't beat Lennox Lewis, but you better than Sugar Ray Leonard, who beat everybody in his era. And we talking about he ducked. Who he ducked? He fought Hearns. He fought Benitez. When everybody said Benitez, well, they didn't pick Benitez to beat him, but they said Ray Leonard was a joke. He was a hype job. But he went in there and beat an undefeated Wilfred Benitez, one of the best Puerto Rican fighters that ever lived. That's how he won his first title, beating Wilfred Benitez. They thought Ray Leonard was a hype job, and he went in there and spanked Benitez. Spanked him. He didn't beat no 44-1 underdog like a Buster Douglas. Buster Douglas, man, are you? Come on, man. Come on, Buster Douglas. Then he fought. Who he fought? Then he fought Ruiz. Okay, he drew with John Ruiz. He got a win and he got a loss. That's 1-1-1. We talking about John Ruiz. Like Allen said, we ain't talking about the game. We talking about practice. We talking about John Ruiz, man. Who in the hell on Sugar Ray Leonard resume compares to a bum like John Ruiz, where Sugar Ray Leonard struggled with the motherfucker 3 times? 3 times he struggled with John Ruiz. And we comparing this man to Sugar Ray Leonard? Not one fighter on Sugar Ray Leonard's resume did Sugar Ray Leonard struggle with like Evander Holyfield did with a John Ruiz. A John Ruiz! And you better than Sugar Ray Leonard? You can't beat John Ruiz? I mean, like I told you guys, this is really embarrassing, man, that we bringing this debate to you guys. It's actually an embarrassment. It really is. You can't beat John Ruiz, but you better than Sugar Ray Leonard. But let me move on. Sugar Ray Leonard also fought Marvin Hagler. And let me let you guys hear what they had to say about that fight.
And the media by challenging Hagler for the middleweight championship.
We all said, oh my God, Ray, what? The hype was he was physically at risk. Not as a blind man or maybe even dead. There were
You heard that? When he fought Hagler, they said Ray Leonard would come out of that either a blind man or dead. They said Ray Leonard was going to die against Hagler. The reigning middleweight champion for 6 long years. They predicted that man was going to die in that fight. And he outboxed Marvin Hagler. The greatest middleweight to ever live. Marvin Hagler outboxed him, outclassed him. So when we talk about skills, you can't even compare Evander Holyfield's skills to Sugar Ray Leonard. There is no comparison. Sugar Ray Leonard can slug with you like he did with Duran. He slugged with Duran. He fought it out toe-to-toe with Duran. Tommy Hearns went to his body, broke his ass down to the body. Bang, bang, broke him down to the body. When he fought Duran the second time, outboxed Duran. So the man had multiple ways he could beat you. He had power, he had speed, he had boxing ability. All Holyfield could do was headbutt you. What he did against Mike Tyson, headbutted Mike Tyson. That's how he won that first fight. The second fight was a circus. Mike Tyson bit both his ears off. Bit both of his ears off. That fight was a straight up circus, man. And we talking about this guy's better than Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on, man, let's get real. But I'm finna get some more evidence to prove my case. Give me a second. How much time I got left, Mark?
No, man. You keep going until you finish, bro. You finished? I guess he's finished. J-Dose?
No, I'm not finished. I'm getting ready to get some more evidence. How much time I got? 10 minutes? 5 minutes?
Bro, like, you can't be posing your shit. Your shit needs to be collected, bro. Like, you only got 1 minute to get your shit. I'll give you, like, 30 seconds, bro.
I'm saying, how much time do I got total, though?
Oh, you got, like I said, you could burn, man, like this, burn until you finish. Then J-Dose will rebuttal. That's how it is.
Yeah, but we was only supposed to get 20 minutes apiece. That's why I'm asking how much time I got left.
I'm saying to you, I'll give you 5 more minutes then. That's you. I'll give you 5 more minutes then, yeah?
Okay, I got 5 minutes left. Okay.
Alright, cool. Well,
we brought up the multiple retirements. You look at a fighter like a Floyd Mayweather who retired several times. Why? Because he made several millions in the game. You look at a Sugar Ray Leonard. He made $100 million in purse money with a retina injury to his eye. That's the reason he retired. Then you look at a fighter. Let's go back to Roberto Duran's resume. He was a 2-1 underdog when he fought Ken Buchanan, who was 44-1 when Duran fought Ken Buchanan. You had Burt Sugar who said Roberto Duran beat Ken Buchanan so bad he was screaming in agony. In pain, screaming in agony when he beat Ken Buchanan. That's how good of a fighter Roberto Duran was. Then you look at guys like Davey Moore, Iran Barkley. He fought Hearns. He fought Hagler. He fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on, man. Look at the resumes of his opponents. Holyfield's opponents, their resumes can't even compare to these guys. 70-1 he went. Come on, man. Can't even compare. Let me get some more of my notes. Then you had Sugar Ray Leonard, who also beat Donnie Lalonde. He won the light heavyweight championship. That would be equivalent to Terrence Crawford going up right now and beating Sergey Kovalev. This is what Sugar Ray Leonard did. He went from welterweight to light heavyweight and beat Donnie Lalonde, who was 31-2. 31-2. The man went from welterweight to light heavyweight. That's Terrence Crawford right now going and beating Sergey Kovalev. This is what Sugar Ray Leonard did. You had guys like Sugar Ray Robinson. He dominated the 50s. You had Muhammad Ali. He dominated the 60s and 70s. And you had Sugar Ray Leonard, who dominated the 1980s. Evander Holyfield never in his mother-loving life dominated no era. He didn't dominate the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 10s, 50s, none. He didn't dominate no era. Sugar Ray Leonard dominated the 1980s. Sugar Ray Robinson dominated the 1950s. Muhammad Ali dominated the 1960s. Roy Jones Jr. dominated the 1990s. So, for the three judges, how can you say a guy's better than another guy when he never dominated the era that he fought in? He never dominated no era, the 80s or the 90s. Sugar Ray Leonard dominated the 1980s. Straight dominated. He was named the fighter of the decade. Holyfield was never named the fighter of the decade. Let me move on. Like I told you, Holyfield fought a lot of AARP senior citizens like Cooper, Holmes, Foreman, all past their primes. When he stepped up, got his ass whooped by Bo. He beat Buster Douglas. That's how he got his 3 belts. He was a 44-1 underdog. Pure garbage. He beat Foreman, old as hell, AARP senior citizen. I told you about the cruiserweight. That was a new division. Nothing but bums at cruiserweight. Holyfield. Let's talk about Holyfield against Riddick Bowe. When Sugar Ray Leonard fought and he lost to Duran, what did he do in that rematch? He stopped Duran, made him say no mas. He made Duran quit. What did Holyfield do against Bowe? Got his ass knocked the hell out. That's what he did in the rematch. Got knocked out. We want to talk about rematches. Sugar Ray Leonard, who he humiliated Duran in that rematch, taunting him. He would stick his head out, pull it back in. He would straight up taunt Duran. Schooled the best lightweight of all times, who Burt Sugar told you was the greatest lightweight of all time. The man went 70-1, stopped Buchanan, had him screaming in agony. Best lightweight of all time next to Benny Leonard. Ray Leonard humiliated and clowned Duran in that second fight. Tommy Hearns was a favorite over Sugar Ray Leonard. People were betting their houses on Tommy Hearns. Like I told you, Tommy Hearns had a 79-inch reach over Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard had to overcome that and stop him in the late rounds. Broke him down to the body. He fought Wilfred Benitez, an undefeated Wilfred Benitez, one of the greatest Puerto Rican fighters ever. All right, I'm ready for round 3. We can go to the questions.
Let's go, J-Dos.
All right. Here's my first question to your state, your introduction and your argument, right? You said Evander Holyfield never fought nobody with a 79-inch reach like Ray Leonard has, or somebody as tall or as big as Thomas Hearns, right? Do you have actual proof that any fighter Holyfield has fought has at least had a 78 to 79-inch reach? Can you prove that to us right now?
Who did he fight that had a 79-inch reach advantage over him? Who did he fight?
Wow. Well, as far as I know, Nikolai Valuev had an 85-inch reach to Hearns' 79-inch reach.
And he lost the fight, then?
Let me finish. You asked me a question, I'm going to answer your question. Lennox Lewis has an 84-inch reach to Thomas Hearns' 79-inch reach, and Larry Holmes had an 81-inch reach to Thomas Hearns' 79-inch reach. And Joe 8-inch reach. And by the way, has Ray Leonard him 40, a foot taller than him, or 100 pounds?
No,
Has he ever done?
J. Dills, you broke up again. Repeat that again for the people listening. You broke up a bit. Go ahead. Say that again.
What's the last thing y'all heard from me?
Nah, he was explaining the reach. He was doing a pretty good job. Go back to the reach. You was explaining who had the longest reach. Go ahead.
Okay. As far as I know, with Holyfield's career, they have a longer reach than Thomas Hearns, since Shady Slim said Holyfield never fought anybody with a longer reach. Nikolai Valuev had an 85-inch reach. Brady Bowe had an 81-inch reach. Lennox Lewis had an 84-inch reach. And Larry Holmes had an 81-inch reach. And George Foreman is almost Thomas Hearns' reach with 78-inch reach. And I'm just naming a few fighters. But my question to Shady Slim will be then, after that, name me one fighter that Ray Leonard has fought that at least was a foot taller than him and weighed 100 pounds more than him.
Well, we know Tommy Hearns was taller than him, and you talking about bigger? Well, a lot of fighters. Hold on, let me answer your question. You asked me.
I'm saying a foot taller and 100 pounds more than him.
Well, let me answer the question. He fought Tommy Hearns, who was taller than him, and when we talking about bigger, wasn't Marvin Hagler bigger than him? He wasn't 100 pounds bigger, but a lot of guys. Let me finish the question. Can I finish? But can I finish? Okay, a lot of guys done fought guys bigger than them. Roy Jones fought Ruiz, who was 70 pounds bigger. What, he want a cookie? He want a cookie because he fought bigger guys? A lot of guys done did it. Ray Leonard did it. Amir Khan did it with Lamont Peterson. He was 30 pounds bigger. A lot of fighters done did that. That's nothing special because he fought somebody who was bigger.
Answer my question. My question was, can you name one fighter that was at least a foot taller and 100 pounds bigger?
He didn't fight anybody that was 100 pounds bigger. He fought guys that were taller.
Okay, now you say he's a better fighter, right? So let me ask you this question.
Okay, this is your third question.
Let me ask you this question. Answer this question for me, please. I'm dying. If Ray Leonard fought Holyfield in his prime, and Holyfield fought Ray Leonard in his prime, who would win that fight? Since we talking about fighters,
they was around the same weight.
No, they just had to fight one another. They both at their comfortable weights and they both at their primes. Who wins that fight? Who wins the fight?
Wait, Ray Leonard was school Holyfield. Wait,
that's off, but okay.
I said you said they fought the same weight.
Leonard would duck his ass. You know it, I know it, but hey.
So he didn't duck Tommy Hearns, but he would duck Holyfield if they fought at the same weight.
Of course he would.
So let me get straight.
Check this out. Ray Leonard said Evander Hollyfield is the black professor in boxing.
Hold up. They played the clip. They said Hagler was gonna kill. They said Hagler was gonna kill Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard still took the fight.
How much taller? Check this out. How much taller is Holyfield than Hagler, and how much bigger than Holyfield is than Hagler?
You said the heights with Holyfield. I don't know the heights. I don't know the exact heights with Holyfield and Hagler.
But Hagler is at least 5'10" or 5'11", around that range. No way in fuck Ray Leonard has ever fought somebody as big and as strong as.
Then Holyfield was a more feared fighter than a Tommy Hearns in his prime. They called Holyfield. They called Tommy Hearns the hitman. Do you know what a hitman is?
All right, name me one fighter that is in Ray Leonard's resume that's more iconic than Mike fucking Tyson.
I could say Marvin Hagler is more iconic than Mike Tyson. How long was Hagler reigning at middleweight? How long was Hagler reigning at middleweight?
Ain't no way he had. Ray Leonard never defended the middleweight fucking title, man.
Well, let me get my three questions in.
That
was your three.
asked a few already, but go ahead.
Okay, the first question I had, we talking about who's better, Ray Leonard or Sugar Ray? Sugar Ray Leonard or Evander Holyfield. In your opinion, who was the better Olympian, Holyfield or Sugar Ray Leonard?
Holyfield was part of the greatest Olympian class in boxing, the 84 class, and Holyfield, a lot of people felt got robbed in the 84 Olympics, and that's why he got the bronze medal. I mean, it happened to Roy Jones Jr. and it happened to Floyd Mayweather.
So even though he won 7 countries out and Ray Leonard won a gold, you say Holyfield was better? Okay, that's the first question. The second question. I had, go to that. And the second question you called, these are your own words. You called Evander Holyfield a bum, but I'll play your words back to you.
Oh? How do I call him?
Let me play it. Hold on.
All of his generation.
Hold up, let me play this clip.
He has got knocked out. He has a draw. Sometimes he had a let. He lost. Mayweather had a let on him, and he persevered. Despite the politics, whatever. But you need to emphasize these things. Now, Dan, the things I was looking for you was to emphasize undisputed compared to lineal. Now, you did emphasize the dominant champion compared to the paper champion argument. I respect that. But you should have named more fighters, like, for instance, De Leon. You should have named the fighters that he beat their signature wins. I was interested about that because if you're going to allow Eternal Boxing God to dog him, talking about is the reason why he's not in the Hall of Fame. Well, name the fights that make he's Hall of Famer, despite the instances him winning a vacant title at one point, but emphasize why he was a dominant champion before Holyfield took it from him, and emphasize more so of how Holyfield performed and why he's more revered compared to how Mayweather performs than how he's revered. And then Eternal, I was looking for you to bring up how on longevity, on past their prime, how much Mayweather was more of a smarter fighter compared to Holyfield, and how more effective he was winning bigger fights compared to.
So you testified against your own fighter that he was a bum. He wasn't better than Mayweather, but here you are. You defending the guy that you testified against.
But this is about That's about Mayweather. This is about Leonard. Two different fighters.
So Leonard and Mayweather, they not on par with each other.
Say that again. Repeat yourself.
So you testified against Evander Holyfield because it was Mayweather? Well, to me, Sugar Ray Leonard is way better than Mayweather.
Okay, here's where you lose your fucking argument. Has Ray Leonard ever win at the age of 32 a big fight? Meaning, like, at age 34, did he ever win another fucking world title? No. Holyfield, did he? Maybe 2-3 times. I think so. Did Holyfield have a longer career than Ray Leonard? Oh, I think he did. Did he have more fights? I think he did. He almost had equally as many knockouts as Ray Leonard has wins. But it's a discrepancy. Okay. But did Ray Leonard, you can't even name me 10 strong fighters Ray Leonard has fought. I could at least name 11 strong fighters Holyfield has fought. But you can't do that. You can't even name me 12 or 13 world champions Ray Leonard has fought.
I gotta get my last question. I gotta get my last question in. My last question is, in the 80s, in your opinion, who was the better fighter? Even though Ray Leonard was named Fighter of the Decade by his peers, in your opinion, who was the Fighter of the Decade in the 1980s? Was it Holyfield or was it Sugar Ray Leonard?
It was, to be honest with you, because he put order into boxing, I had to say that's subjective. And because Holyfield, no, let me finish. Ray Leonard has some signature wins, but also, since you talking about Holyfield's a bum and shit like that, check this out. In their first 3 years, who in their professional career, who got a loss between Holyfield and Ray Leonard? Who lost first, Ray Leonard or Holyfield? In their first 3 years of professional boxing.
Well, Ray Leonard lost by Burt Sugar's count, the greatest lightweight.
And to a guy who's known, to a guy that's known mostly at lightweight, not at fucking welterweight, but at lightweight. And oh yeah, Holyfield didn't lose his first fight until his 8th year in fighting, and against a guy that he was not favored against. And oh yeah, he finally got his fucking credit by the media by going the distance with that motherfucker and fought him back and knock his ass down. And that's why everybody called him the real deal. That's why everybody called him a warrior. The media finally gave him his respect because the media didn't think he should fight in the heavyweight division. But he did, and he did more than just exceed their expectations. And oh yeah, here's another thing. Holyfield won ESPY awards for being Fighter of the Year at least 3 times. Holyfield.
So you getting the 4th question. I got to get one more too. You getting another one.
This wasn't no questions. I'm giving you knowledge because you need to know this knowledge, brother. So here's another thing you need.
I'm gonna get one more question because you sneaking in another one.
No, but I'm about to answer your question that you asked me though. I think the 80s Fighter of the Decade really should go. I think the 80s Fighter of the Decade should go to Mike Tyson due to heavyweight division. He separated himself from the heavyweight division, and he was the bigger box office in the heavyweight division than Ray Leonard, because Ray Leonard, after 82, wasn't really that active in the 80s. Go ahead, man. What's your next question?
Okay, my last question before we go to our closing arguments. My last question: how many Ring Magazine titles did Holyfield win? We know Sugar Ray Leonard won 2 Ring Magazine titles. How many did Evander Holyfield win?
You really want me to answer that question?
Yes, how many did he win?
To be honest with you, bro, to fucking really
I'm looking at Wikipedia, so I just want to see what you're going to say.
I'm not going to go to Wikipedia. See, I don't need that shit like you do. Holyfield at least beat 10 top-rated, ring-rated.
The question was how many? No, you answered the question you want to answer. I'm asking you how many ring titles. Hold on.
Why you interrupt me? I'm about to answer your question. Why you interrupting me?
How many ring titles did Evander Holyfield win?
Bruh, I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
In career title fights, he fought 40% of his career in title fights. Also, he beat 14 champions. How should I put this? His title fight, wait a minute, I take that back. Let me re-correct myself and be honest. Undisputed title fights record, 1-0. Title fight record, 16-7-2 with 9 KOs. Career percentage in title fights, 44%. Hall of Famers beat 5. Champions he beat 17. Ring rated 9. Rated 4. Title ranks. Fights against rated champions Hall of Famers 31. Fights against champions Hall of Famers 30. Longest unbeaten run 29. Longest win run 29. Longest KO run 13. To answer the rest of your question, for fuck's sakes, year and annual rankings by Ring Magazine. The opponents he beat from 1985 was 9th rated in cruiserweight. 1986, he beat another cruiserweight who was 2nd rated. 1987, beat a 3rd rated heavyweight. 1988.
I'm like Kanye. I'm gonna let you finish, but bro, I'm gonna let you finish like Kanye. I asked you how many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win, and you still didn't answer the question. Let's repeat the question. How many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win?
Oh my God.
They knew you was breaking up. You was breaking up there.
That's a one answer question.
Shady, one minute, Shady. He was breaking up though. Give him a chance.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the question is, let me repeat it.
Nah, he heard you, Shady.
How many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win?
Give him a chance to break up because he was breaking up. Go ahead, go ahead.
Ray Leonard won 2.
Okay, go ahead, Dills.
All I know is, to answer your title question, he was the 4 champion, world champions, defeated 6 unified champions, defeated 4 undisputed champions, won 11 world titles, linear cruiserweight champion, 2-time linear heavyweight champion, and one of 5 heavyweights to become unified champion on 2 separate occasions. The only others, Muhammad Ali, George Foreman, Mike Tyson, and Lennox Lewis. And that's the knowledge I know of with Evander Holyfield and his title reign.
Okay, so we can move on to closing arguments now. Thanks for the debate. We can close out to closing arguments. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first, and then I finish.
And how long we got for closing arguments?
5 minutes, man. 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed the debate. I made my case. I felt I made my case really clear. We proved today that Sugar Ray Leonard is the better Olympian. Sugar Ray Leonard won gold. Evander Holyfield won bronze. So Sugar Ray Leonard is the better Olympian. Skill-wise, we proved that Sugar Ray Leonard has better skills than Evander Holyfield. He was compared to Muhammad Ali, who is known as one of the greatest fighters of all time because of his slick movement, the sweet science. Sugar Ray Leonard has several ways that he can beat you. He can stab you to the body. He could jab. He can box. He can brawl like he did with Duran. He stood and trade with Duran. So that's the second area. Sugar Ray Leonard has better skills than Evander Holyfield. He's a better Olympian than Evander Holyfield. When I asked my opponent how many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win, he could not answer the question. We know Sugar Ray Leonard has won 2 Ring Magazine titles because I'm looking at Wikipedia. And we know Wikipedia don't lie. Sugar Ray Leonard has 2 Ring Magazine titles. And the reason that he couldn't tell you guys how many Ring Magazine titles Evander Holyfield has, but I ain't gonna say why he couldn't tell y'all. But we already know the answer. Third, level of competition. Ray Leonard has fought the better competition. He fought the best. Hold up, I'm doing my closing. He fought Roberto Duran, who was known by Burt Sugar. If you don't know Burt Sugar, Google Burt Sugar. He said that Roberto Duran was the greatest light heavyweight next to Benny Leonard of all time. Floyd Mayweather Jr. said Roberto Duran was the greatest fighter ever. So we're talking about competition. You got the best the best lightweight ever in Roberto Duran. You got the best middleweight ever in Marvin Hagler. You got the fighter. Come on, man. He fought the best middleweight ever and the best lightweight ever. So it's not even a comparison when we're talking about competition. Who fought the better competition? We had Sean Porter, who said he's a boxer. He actually fights. He said that Sugar Ray Leonard is the greatest of all time. I gave you guys the facts. Multiple weight champion. 5-time champion, different weight classes. He fought the better competition. Holyfield, yeah, he did fight at cruiserweight, but he fought bombs at cruiserweight. Look at the cruiserweight division right now. There is nobody in the nobody knows the cruiserweight division. None of y'all guys know the cruiserweight division. Ain't nobody fighting at cruiserweight. When Holyfield fought at cruiserweight, it was a new division. He fought nobody at cruiserweight. Fought nobody but bums, cab drivers, milk pushers, Walmart workers. That's who he fought at cruiserweight. He didn't fight anybody at cruiserweight. This is why Ray Leonard had the better resume. You look at Wilfred Benitez, undefeated when Ray Leonard fought him. They thought Ray Leonard was a hype job. He beat Wilfred Benitez. And to top it all off, my opponent called his own fighter a bum. He testified against his own fighter. I played you guys the clip. He said that Evander Holyfield was a bum. He testified against his own fighter. I played y'all the clip. I'll play it again if you want to hear it. So how can you say he's better than Sugar Ray Leonard when you said yourself, the fighter that you promoting, that you're going to bat for, you call him a bum. You say he's not better than Floyd Mayweather. But you say today he's better than Sugar Ray Leonard. You testified against your own fighter. And I'm going to leave with this. I'm going to leave with this note. To all three judges. To the Fight Guru. To YTBC student. And to Noda. How can you be better than a fighter when you were not better than that fighter in your own era? He was not the man in the 90s. He wasn't the man in the 80s. He couldn't beat Bo, and he couldn't beat Lennox Lewis. You can't be better than a fighter if you wasn't better than another fighter in his era. Sugar Ray Leonard was the fighter of the 1980s. He was the named fighter of the decade. Evander Holyfield wasn't the man in the 80s. He wasn't the man in the 90s. And you can't be better than Sugar Ray Leonard, who was the dominant man in the 1980s. And I'm going to close with that.
All right. First, is that what bums do or do? And Mike Tyson didn't lose another fight since the Buster Douglas until he got his ass whooped by Holyfield. Whether you call it headbutting or not. What you think is dirtier? Headbutting or bite motherfuckers' ears like you Hannibal Lecter or some shit? Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. The real deal beat more world champions, and he did it at a quicker rate after 25, 26 fights than Ray Leonard ever did in his whole fucking career. Then look at how many title defenses Ray Leonard has, which is 7. Then look at Holyfield's, which is 12 or 13. Now, I said Holyfield won a Ring magazine against James Buster Douglas, and I'm correcting that with y'all, but I also gave you the statistics overall with Holyfield's title career. And I gave y'all the opposition. Other than Duran, which is subjective if he's really the greatest lightweight of all time, because you could say Carlos Ortiz, who had 11 title defenses, beat more Hall of Famers in the lightweight division in Sugar Ramos, Ishmael and Joe Brown, Joan Bone Crusher Brown. It was against Ken Buchanan. Ken Buchanan, who keeps on beating fighters who are out of their prime. But guess what? Before Larry Holmes fought Holyfield, since you call him a senior citizen, he was the first.
I'm going to have to be allowed an extra 30 seconds. That's 30 seconds over 5 minutes.
He fuck.
Hey, Jules, you're breaking.
I don't give a fuck you.
Hey,
so,
you're breaking
okay.
up. Breaking up.
Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Breaking up, bro.
Can y'all hear? Okay. So, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, now we can. Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So, Larry Holmes, right? Since he's called a senior citizen, right? That motherfucker was the first to beat Ray Mercer, who gave Lennox Lewis, since you call him the best heavyweight in that era, one of the toughest fights of his life. And he beat motherfucking Ray Mercer before he fought Holyfield. Plus, George fucking Foreman won 23 or 24 straight fights, 23 of them by knockout. And when he fought Holyfield, that was a hell of a fight. Especially the 7th round being one of the best rounds of that year.
Excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, but moderator, I got to get an extra minute because he went way over 5 minutes.
You don't get shit. I'm finishing my shit. Don't interrupt me.
It was only supposed to be 5 minutes, though. You went way over 5 minutes.
But interruptions and y'all can't hear me, I get extra time because of that. So
I'm saying I gotta get another minute.
I go intervene. J Dills, yeah? Right? Your first off, your mic was dragging over. Like, and I have to agree with Shady. you're gonna have to get an extra minute. You're gonna
I
have
gotta
to
get 30. I gotta get 30 seconds to get a minute.
No, hold on, man. I'm gonna finish my shit.
Bruh, you went way over 5 minutes, bruh.
Hey, both of you muted. Y'all need to keep quiet. I'm running this hangout. It's my hangout. I'm telling you what's going on. J Dills, you're gonna finish up what you're saying. After you finish, Shady's gonna get extra minute, and that's how we're gonna do it. Unmute yourself, JDs, and finish J Dills and finish yourself off. Don't be arguing with me, bro. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Finish off, J Dills.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Finish off.
All right. So this guy, Shady Slim, can't name me at least 10 fighters out of his fucking mouth that were tough opposition for Ray Leonard. He can only name who? Kalu, Benitez, Duran, Hearns, and then after that, Hagler, Camacho, and fucking Norris. Lalonde was a paper champ. He didn't beat nobody really. He wasn't the man in that division at light heavyweight. Who was? Virgil Hill and fucking Prince Charles Williams. And who's the first to beat a dominant light heavyweight champion in Virgil Hill? Thomas Hearns. You could make an argument Thomas Hearns did more in multi-weights than Ray Leonard did, and had more longevity than Ray Leonard did. My problem with Ray Leonard, unlike Holyfield, is Holyfield did it longer by age. He did a lot more things than Ray Leonard quicker by fights. It took him 8 years to lose. It took Ray Leonard 3 years to lose. And to a fighter who's not even a natural welterweight. Holyfield first loss was to a natural heavyweight. Was Holyfield a natural heavyweight? Hell the fuck no. But at the end of the day, man, Holyfield beat Foreman, Mercer, De Leon, Ocasio, who beat Jimmy Young twice, Holmes, Foreman, Tyson. Ain't nobody on Ray Leonard's record more iconic than Mike fucking Tyson. And then he fought, I'm not going to say beat, he fought Lennox Lewis twice, Riddick Bowe 3 times. He fought Alex Stewart, James Tillis. I can go on. How many fighters can you say on Ray Leonard's record that were at least tough, Hall of Famers, former world champions to current world champions? And how many times did Ray Leonard just keep winning?
Like 10 minutes. Come on.
He couldn't. So at the end of the day, Shady Slim can't even give you more opponents, whether they were tough, great, or Hall of Famers, compared to what Evander Holyfield has went through, fought, and Holyfield was more of an underdog in a lot more fights than Ray Leonard ever was. He was the real American hero. And he's from Georgia. Where you from, Shady Slim? Shame on you for not recognizing the real deal. But anyways, I'm out.
Shady?
Okay, I get at least a minute, 1 minute. Okay, I'm gonna use my 1 minute just to tell the judges, you can't be better than the fighter if you wasn't the best in your own decade, and that fighter who you were arguing against was the best in his decade. And I'm gonna close out with this. Evander Holyfield was named in the 2007 steroid Balco report, and this was Holyfield's response. My only link to the medical services was the purchase of the medication for my father. So he said he got the steroids, but it was for his father. So you guys can make up your own mind who took the steroids. Was it him, or did he get them for his dad? And I close out with that.
And Emmanuel Stewart thought Ray Leonard was on steroids, and that was the rumor around about Ray Leonard.
Well, Sugar Ray Leonard, he wasn't involved in the Balco report. That's another fighter saying something. Holyfield was in the Balco report.
Go there, we can go there. People accuse Ray Leonard of being on steroids. So what's your point?
Yeah, again, Ray Leonard wasn't in the Balco report. Holyfield was.
And who accomplished more, and who did more, and who's the better fighter? I asked you who would win that fight between Holyfield and Ray Leonard at their best. And you lying your ass off. You even said Ray Leonard's the greatest of all time, but you wouldn't allow me to use Ray Robinson or Ali. So I used another guy who I thought was better than Ray Leonard and did more than Ray Leonard, and Holyfield. So either way, you don't even believe your shit since you're going to go there with me. So please, Your argument's done, son. I killed you in this debate. Peace. I dropped the mic.
We'll see what the three judges. I think I took it, but we'll see what the three judges got. It was a good debate, though.
So, hope you guys enjoyed the debate. We'll see what the three judges got to say. But like I said in the debate, you can't be greater than a fighter if you wasn't the best in your own era. Ray Jones was named the fighter of the 90s. Sugar Ray Leonard was named the fighter of the 80s. Evander Holyfield, he could not beat Riddick Bowe. They fought 3 times. Holyfield won once. So Bowe won that trilogy. He could not beat Lennox Lewis. So you can't be greater than Sugar Ray Leonard, who beat everyone in his era. Benitez, Hearns, Hagler, Duran. He beat everybody in his era. Holyfield could not. Like I told you, he struggled with Riddick Bowe, and he could not beat Lennox Lewis. And I also asked my opponent, how many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win? And he could not answer that question. He gave out incorrect answers. And to this day, I'll probably ask it again. How many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win? We know Sugar Ray Leonard won 2. And I'm asking you guys, since my opponent, he never answered that question. How many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win? I asked him 5 or 6 times. He never answered it. So I'm asking you guys, how many Ring Magazine titles did Evander Holyfield win? Sugar Ray Leonard won 2. How many did he win? And like I said, when it all boils down, Ray Leonard was the fighter of the decade in the 80s. He beat everybody in his era. Hagler, Duran, Hearns, and Benitez, yeah. Holyfield, he struggled with the guys in his era. Riddick Bowe and Lennox Lewis. So with that said, he's not better than Sugar Ray Leonard. He wasn't the best in his era. So how in the hell could he be better than Sugar Ray Leonard? And that's what it all boils down to. So you guys let me know what y'all think. I'm waiting to hear from the judges to see what they thought of the debate. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'm out.